Hello, and welcome to Waffly Bollox, the wrestling podcast that'll give you the HEEBIE JEEBIES. I'm MJ, aka Russell Trash, and my co-host is Sarah, aka Awfully Waffly. Hello!
HEEBIE JEEBIES.
HEEBIE JEEBIES.
Why did you say it like that?
I don't know.
It's instantly like, well, that's going to be in my head forever.
Sorry. My fault. Well, let's just blame Kenny, shall we? It's Kenny's fault.
Kenny's fault, just walking around. Jeez. Well, that's a nice place to start. I feel like I've not been very online this week, and I don't know what's. I kind of was popping in and out on the big drama of the week, which was that Meltzer said that the reason Brody King wasn't on Dynamite this week was because the network was worried that people would chant "fuck ice," and then Warner Brothers Discovery said no, he was just on a plane to Australia.
Oh no, as it turned out, no, apparently he wasn't.
Oh, what?
On it. He was actually in the building, according to apparently BJ Bethel confirmed that he was actually in the arena.
Oh, okay.
Like at the time, and wasn't, because I thought well, maybe they've already headed to Australia, because I know some people did. Because, like, there was pictures, the Outrunners had taken photos and stuff, and they were already there. So that was my assumption as well, that Brody had already headed out. But apparently not. Apparently he was and this is the thing. It's have they denied it as a way of damage control, or...
I feel like everybody got very, very heated this week, and I think if there is censorship going on, then we should be heated about it. But then there was the other contingent of, why are we taking Meltzer's word at face value, because he was probably just speculating wildly, as he does,
as he has a tendency of doing. Yeah.
But I think where I've landed is, the only real likely outcomes from this is people chant "fuck ice" more often, and maybe we demand Brody on TV more often, and that seems good to me.
Yeah.
So I don't feel particularly...
More Brody on TV is always good. Yeah.
I mean, if they are trying to tamp down on wrestlers having any form of ability to speak their mind, that would obviously be shit.
Yeah. But also, I'm thinking, like, well, trying to put a stop to it is only going to make it worse. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's now drawn attention to it. And if you tell a bunch of people that we don't like it when you chant this thing, they're going to do it even louder. And they're going to do it even more. So, I mean, it sucks to be you, WBD. I'm afraid if that's the case, you know, it's like you brought it on yourselves by making a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
You know, you should have just let it happen.
Streisand affected themselves.
Yeah. But we don't know. This is the thing. They have denied that they've had any input on when Brody appears and when he doesn't. And to be honest, I think they didn't need more than they did.
No, it was
on
a
this
packed
episode
show anyway.
It was fucking stacked, and I think they've already done a face-to-face thing, which was very good. Like, I enjoyed that. The match the squash match that they had, that was very entertaining as well.
Yeah. And we're all pretty hyped to see the actual match, his actual title shot. So... Exactly.
It's like, what more could you add to that, really, apart from adding, like, a video hype package, which is what they did. So,
a bit of a nothing burger. The other one that I actually forgotten and hadn't even put in the schedule was that Powerhouse Hobbs might be older than he said he was. Again, I missed this.
Oh, that was so silly. That was like, I saw that and it was like, someone said, he's 41, he's not 34. I don't know where 34 even came from in the first place, to be honest. Like, I have no idea where, because I just heard other people saying it, so I just assumed that was how old he was. And then it's like, it's like, oh, well, maybe he lied about his age, which, like, Virgil lied about his age until the day he died. So, you know, it's a thing. Wrestlers do that. But I don't think he did, because, like, someone had one of the trading cards, and it had an accurate date of birth on it, I believe.
And someone was talking about a podcast where he talked about his eldest son being, like, 20 or something. And they were like, math ain't mathin'. But yeah, like...
Yeah, like, I don't think he was lying about his age. I think there's been some kind of confusion happen somewhere where everybody assumed he was a certain age and he wasn't. Like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. It was all very silly. But then we had, like, people going and finding, like, his yearbook photo and things, and it was like, well, that seems a bit
intrusive,
weird, and we don't need to go that far. Like, I mean, who gives a shit if he lied about his age anyway? Like, what does it matter?
Fuck it, more power to him.
Really? Yeah, exactly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd claim to be 10 years younger than I am if I could get away with it, but I've got too many wrinkles and I can't.
Yeah.
You know,
apparently the move for us is to claim to be older than we are, so everybody will tell us how good we look for our age.
Oh, great. Yeah, I'm going to start telling everyone I'm 50 then.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't... Yeah, it was all a bit silly nonsense, that. And I don't know. It's one of these things that is like, it just caught fire kind of thing, and it was like a bit, but it was like people gossiping over basically
it's
nothing.
Almost like there's an entire ecosystem of outlets that need clicks to pay for their existence.
It's almost like that's the case, isn't it?
It's weird. It's almost like,
yeah, funny that
these stories just come up every week and they're gibberish and people click on them and argue about them for a week.
Yeah, basically. And this is why we aren't a news podcast, because we just like go, here's the news. Oh, it's all fucking stupid, isn't it?
But we also don't be like, well, we definitely know.
No, because we don't know nothing about
sources.
Nothing. If you've been listening for long enough, you know this. we don't know fuck all.
We don't know nothing. And the only other thing that I think is worth reporting is Andrade went to GWF last weekend and won their world title.
Yeah.
I think it was in like a 4-way, but the previous title holder was called Rambo, which is a hilarious name for a wrestler.
He beat Rambo 1-on-1.
Right, okay.
And then I think the next day, because there was a couple of guys interfering in the match, and they were sort of interfering to mess with Rambo, I feel. That's what it seemed like. But then Andrade won, and they were going to have a tag match. And then the guy who's in charge came out and went, no, we're going to do a 4-way for the title. But it was like the day after in Hanover, and that wasn't televised, I don't believe.
No. I only watched part of it. But...
I watched all of it. It was a really fun show. But yeah, Andrade won. It was a fun match. That man did fist bumps with pretty much everybody in the building before he left, which I thought was very sweet. Bless his heart. And yeah, it was, everyone seems to be all about Andrade at the minute. And good for him. He seems to be having fun.
Well, yeah, because then he's also popped over to New Japan and become the number one contender for the IWGP Global Heavyweight title. Global?
Yeah, I saw that yesterday.
So, A, everyone is high on Andrade. B, AEW were just like, go out, my children, and get all the belts.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, because like Tsuji's got the 2 belts at the minute. Hasn't he? He's got the.
I thought it's fucking united.
Or is it unified?
I was going to say.
Fucking know.
Unifying the titles means nothing. When will I learn that it doesn't mean anything?
When you unify them, you get a 3rd belt.
Oh, God.
That says, I've unified these, and then when you lose one of them, they take it away and go, no.
Yeah, I always think
things.
It means the 2 have been combined forever, and it never actually means that. It just means one person's got them both.
Yeah, and the unified title goes back in the cupboard until somebody else has 2 titles at the same time.
So Andrade is on a Monet style world tour, but is he going to win the main
is.
title, or has he done a Mercedes Monet mistake and done too much wrestling other places and now he's going to lose? I don't know. We'll find out.
Yes, that is an issue. That is a potential outcome of this for sure. Yeah, who knows? Who fucking knows at this point? I feel like everything's quite unpredictable at the minute, so it's like I literally can't call
anything.
Nope. No,
anything could happen. We haven't got
it's like there's ways I could see it going, but like, whether it goes that way, who fucking knows?
Yeah, everything's up for grabs. Because we had a really eventful Dynamite after me saying, nobody cares about this Dynamite, we're all laser focused on Grand Slam. And then they were like, no, you're an idiot. Loads of things are going to happen on this Dynamite.
Yeah. Like, so much happened. Jesus Christ.
I know.
Like,
where to start? So on Collision last week, Chris Statlander said she was going to reveal the stipulation for her rematch with Thekla. And she was in the ring chatting to Renee, about to reveal what she'd chosen, and then Thekla came in doing full-on scary spider business, and Renee ran away, and that was very funny.
She went, spider!
And then the Sisters of Sin and Thekla beat up Chris Statlander, and Thekla pulled off a belt from her skin-tight leather leggings, where you think, did you need a belt on those? They probably would have stayed up. I think it would have been fine. Really. But she started whipping Chris with her belt. And then Chris was like, okay, I guess you want to meet Straplander, so we're going to have a strap match.
Yes. And there's been lots of fun and games on Blue Sky this week with everybody sounding weird when they say anything about a strap, which is very funny.
Surely it's on purpose. Although I don't know, the strap match is probably comes from the 1920s wrestler from
It's
somewhere.
an old school, it's an old school step. Yeah. I'm glad they did it the way they did it and not, because there was, I think it was WWE that did it, where it was like, you have to hit all four corners of the ring in a certain order before you can pin somebody in a strap match, which it was stupid. I never understood it, and I didn't like it. So I'm glad they did. Yeah, they didn't do it. It did happen, but I didn't like it. So I'm glad they didn't do it for this match.
So what we did for this is we just had a big old leather strap attached to both of their wrists, so they were joined together, and they couldn't like do any crazy running out of the ring and back in or flippy business because they were attached to each other.
Yeah.
So basically it's like not as sexy as a dog collar match, but with some connotations.
Yes. Yeah.
That's fine. Bryan Danielson was on commentary. Nice to have him back. Although I thought that someone had said that it was bad for him, all the travelling and stuff. So hopefully he's fine. He said it was the same strap that he'd used previously in a match. Maybe the one with Ricky Starks. I don't know.
It was. Yeah, I think that was the one strap match that he had. I think was the one with Ricky. Yeah,
and he's like, and it's still got my blood on it, which is disgusting, frankly. It's horrible. That's not nice. Like, get a new strap. Why would you do this? How expensive can it get a leather be?
Someone posted clean your toys, everybody.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I think if you have saturated your toys in blood and it can't be cleaned off, get a new toy. I think
get a new one, maybe put it in the bin.
Yeah. I think that's right. I think that's a biohazard. But Chris Statlander had also done an interview in the last week talking about blood and guts, and she said something about how women all bleed once a month anyway, so why shouldn't they get to choose where they bleed from sometimes, and basically saying all the women are sickos and they want to do this stuff as well, and people should stop hand-wringing about women bleeding. And so she did lots of bleeding in this match.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Because she... Thekla yanked the rope and pulled Stat forward, and Stat went forehead first into the edge of the steps, and then she ended up bleeding a lot. And, but it was, she got a gusher because it was like her head was just soaked in blood by the end of it. Like, it was proper messy.
It was good. Freaky.
Yeah, it was great.
Did it properly. Took those baby aspirin.
As everybody knows, we love that shit.
They are full sickos. Loved that. Loved so much of this. So much of this was fucking ridiculous. There was that one move, what is it, the tarantula thing or something, where Thekla's like basically hanging backwards over the rope with her legs around her opponent's head.
Yes, yeah.
That, but she was just grinning like a demon. It was amazing. Just covered in blood, and she just looked so delighted with herself. That was great.
I love Thekla. I love both these women. They're both fucking brilliant, but Thekla is just so entertaining. Like, she's a proper villain, and I love that.
It's not that we're fickle, but it is just that Tony Khan brought us Thekla, and we just forgot about everyone else. We're just like, that one, we want that one, we like that one.
We like the spider lady. But I like the bit where Thekla did her spider thing, where she goes like sort of backwards and upside down, and Stat just yanked the strap and just pulled her over, and that was really funny. Just
pulling her around the ring, wasn't she? Just yanking her across the ring, back and forth. You're like,
it's because Stat's so strong. He's so strong.
It was intense, and she like wrapped her up in the strap and tombstoned her, which was like, you didn't have to murder her that much. That's
Yeah, you did. It's a strap match.
It was just really intense. I watched it on Thursday morning before work, and as a result skipped most of the discourse around this because I think people were not happy with the finish, or I don't know.
I mean, it was the Sisters of Sin kind of hopping up on the apron.
Yeah. But they didn't really
and causing problems.
Anything, because I rewound it and was like, did they actually affect anything? And they basically didn't.
No, they did. They were just trying to distract the referee. Like, the win itself was clean.
I don't feel like they actually... Yeah, I don't feel like they had any effect on the outcome at all, because, like, Chris just kind of swatted them out of the way and carried on. We're like, okay.
Yeah. I don't, because it wasn't like they actually managed to get into the ring and do anything. It was just a bit of a distraction. Yeah. So I think I can hand wave that, really.
And it's supposed to keep Chris stronger, isn't it?
Exactly. I think that's the thing, because they obviously they think it's time to put the belt on Thekla, but also don't want it to be a complete drubbing. So like sometimes it makes sense to employ a fucky finish occasionally.
I thought, I mean, we've seen much fuckier in very recent weeks.
We've seen far fuckier.
This was like whatever.
I was kind of like, okay, that's, if you're a big fan of Stat, I can see why it may have pissed some people off. Like, and that's the thing, I am a big fan of Stat. I love it to bits, but I don't think it really... I don't think it was to the detriment of the match.
Well, yeah,
really.
If anything, it's kind of to Thekla's detriment in that it implies she couldn't have won clean.
Yeah, which then also sets up for a rematch in the future. It's like, you couldn't beat me without help.
Well, we're going to have a rubber match, haven't we? Because they got one each now.
Yes, exactly. So, and this is the thing. There is a very good chance, given the way things are going lately, there is a good chance that Stat might win it back. You never know. You just don't know.
You just don't know. But I am happy with my new champion. She's delightful, and that's really, really fun. And then at the end of the match, having the Sisters of Sin come back in, and then to have the Brawling Birds show up, that was delightful.
That was so good, because it was like, at first, because I didn't, obviously, because it was new music, I didn't recognise that. I was like, who is this? But then it was them two, and Windsor had a hammer, which I thought was very funny. It was like, what are you going to do with that, love?
That's how she deals with spiders in her house, I guess.
Brilliant.
I could see it.
Yeah, got a spider in your house. Obviously, the most logical thing is to hit it with a hammer.
I think so. Yeah, I'm excited. I really liked how we've introduced them as a tag team, and I'm excited to see them in a match. So
Yes, very much so. Yeah, that last thing where they were in the bar and they did, "You're not my mother." Yes, I am.
You ain't my mother. I didn't even catch what that was until you pointed it out, and then I was like, "Oh my god, these girls!"
I was incredible shit. That was fucking loved it.
I love it.
It's like, because that's the thing. It's a reference that like probably nobody watching on TV in America is gonna get. But I was like, Captain America.
Yes.
Like, I understood that reference.
I hope they just keep doing that. Just keep referencing. Just like go on the old Love of Huns Instagram and just rinse all of that stuff. I want to be seeing references to Nikki Graham. I want to be seeing references to just British.
Yeah, obscure stuff. Yeah, well, I will scream my head off if at any point we get a "Who is she?"
Like it would be very easy to get away with that, right?
It would, and that's the thing. Like, again, it's one of those things that only the Brits are gonna get. But I appreciate
Lovely. They're delightful. I'm really excited. And immediately had that, I'm going to tell Ruckus that I really like this theme, and then was like, oh, we lost Ruckus on Blue Sky this week.
Yeah, because people can't be normal about anything, apparently,
No.
Which sucks.
So, yeah, I think I've seen people starting to discuss whether they thought that was a good championship reign for Chris, whether it was cut short, whether it was not appropriate, but sort of putting it in context, I think it was a pretty decent run. I mean, it wasn't like
I think it was a decent
endless,
run.
but it was like about 5 months, and she had 6 solid title defenses, so that's kind of what you get. Like, I was looking at Hangman's run, which was a similar sort of thing in that it was about the same amount of time, and he had 5 successful defenses before losing it in a rematch.
But then I was pissed off about that, so I suppose I can see why people are maybe pissed off about it happening.
He lost it in a way
well.
fuckier way. I just wonder whether this is just
fuckier.
AEW's lack of knowing what to do with babyface champs.
It does feel like that, doesn't it? It's like they would much rather have the babyfaces constantly on the chase, because it seems to be a blind spot, I think, of Tony Khan's. It's like people were crying out for a babyface win, title reign, and it was like, I don't know, it was just as soon as they get there, and then we get the babyface title run, it's like he just gives up and starts booking it to go on somebody else, like mentally booking it to go on somebody else. He doesn't even think about how to, like, quite possibly.
Like, I think it's just cult. Again, I think I've said this before, but like just blaming Frank Miller for everything. But like, I think there is this sense that anti-heroes or just straight up villains are more interesting. If you look at the most mainstream entertainment, like all superhero movies, people tend to think, oh, Superman's boring. Like, I want to watch movies about the Joker instead. And I think it's just symptomatic of our inability to characterize goodness as interesting.
Yeah, I think so. But that's the thing, especially like in the case of Hangman, there is so much to work with there that you could have done something. Well,
I think we ought to be trying harder, because the narratives, not to get too overwrought, but surely the narratives we consume are helping shape our reality. So let's stop saying that it's not good to be a good person, please.
Yeah. But I mean, there's also the issue with crowds. Like, crowds love a cool heel.
Yeah.
I think we need more uncool heels.
We do. But at the same time, I'm just as guilty, because I fucking love Thekla, and what is she if not a cool heel? So.
She's just I love Thekla because she's so sort of over the top in a sort of like her movements and her gestures and stuff at the crowd and things. Like, she's so sort of cartoony in a way. Like, everything she does is really big.
Yeah.
And I really love that. Like, it's fully sort of cartoon villain shit, and I live for that. So, you know.
Yeah.
I am just as guilty as anyone else.
Well, I'm just appreciating a performer who is really giving us something. She knows what her character is, and she makes everything fit with it, and it right down to every movement she does, and I love it. And I love her. She's great. And she's fucking punk as fuck, and just a genuinely exciting person. I saw she was on Talk is Jericho this week, talking about how she never wanted to go to WWE either. She was just like, that won't be for me. I want to go to AEW. And I was like, good for her. And that's the kind of thing I want to see people saying. Yeah. I mean, because they would sanitize Thekla's character, I think, quite a lot. Like, I feel the same way about MJF, though. Yeah.
Like, the MJF that you get currently is not the MJF that you would get if you went to the Fed, I don't think. Like, it would be very watered down and family friendly, which, you know, for the most part, MJF isn't. Yeah,
a little bit. I haven't watched the big interview with Max this week.
Oh, the Chris Van Vliet one? Yeah, I've seen it on my YouTube timeline, but I haven't actually watched it yet.
No, I've seen bits and pieces from it. I think I saw him say that WWE are still interested in him. I don't know if that means he's still interested in them, or potentially if he's just inflating his market value, in which case, fair enough. Hopefully he's not.
Well, yeah.
Because I think he also has talked about recently how he thinks it's good that AEW lets people express their opinions on things like ICE and how they should fuck off. So yeah. Which
we know they're not allowed to do over there.
Didn't he also say that CM Punk's a hypocrite in this interview?
He sort of went, now, some people would say that's hypocrisy, but that's not for me to say.
I mean,
in other words, yes.
Shady as fuck. I'm going to watch.
I love that.
If I watch this interview, there is every chance I will forgive him everything and love him again. We'll see.
Yeah, probably. See. Thing is, though, I don't think Max, the person, is bad at all.
No, he just does bad things on TV sometimes.
He does bad things on TV sometimes, but it's like, I think also he does misguided things sometimes. Like, he will take certain things too far. Not because he's, like, a fucking arsehole, but because, like, he thinks that will get him heel heat. And it's like, no.
Some wrestlers are fucking stupid, etc., etc.
Exactly, yeah. This is the thing. But, like, I mean, in terms of, like, speaking your mind and stuff, we've already had, like, The Rock's daughter, of all people, opting not to renew her contract at NXT, and basically come out and say, fuck ICE, fuck the administration, I'm allowed to say this now.
Yeah.
So we know that they're sort of not letting people speak out about things.
Of course they're not,
while they're under contract with them.
They're fully in bed with the administration. It's
yeah, exactly.
It's not an
so it's like
easy time,
it depends what you can. It depends what you're willing to compromise to go over there. That's the thing.
I mean,
and I'm sure there's plenty of people who are willing to compromise that.
Which is why the ongoing uncertainty about Chris Jericho is interesting to me as well, because from what we know about him and his politics, we would not get on.
No.
But I wonder, I don't know, I just think if he chose to re-sign with AEW, I would have more I would have more respect for anyone who chooses AEW of WWE. Yeah, of course I would. I don't know. I'm just intrigued to see where that goes.
It is interesting though, the fact that because he just recently had Thekla on his podcast, and it was like everyone was sort of going, "Oh, well, if he's got Thekla on, then I mean," and they have had ample opportunity to take him off the roster page, and they haven't. And if he was going to the Fed, they would have done, I feel like.
I think so. I don't know. It's a really weird one because there's no real evidence. We're looking at stuff like, on the Jericho cruise, he had Fed talent and not AEW talent.
Oh, well, Fed adjacent. It was people from, like, TNA and stuff.
So it's like, well, that's circumstantial at best then.
Yeah, and also someone pointed out that the AEW talent didn't get announced until much closer to the date of the cruise.
Okay. Oh, okay. Once again, no one knows fucking anything. Wrestlers lie. Wrestling
and
videos are
everyone
nonsense.
loves speculating.
Yeah. And we've all got too much time on our hands.
Yeah, clearly we have, because it's just everything that comes up, it's like it becomes a thing.
Nothing is true. It's not true till it's over. Okay.
Wrestlers are a bunch of carnies, and you can't take anything at face value
bastards. Ever. Well, and speaking of not taking anything at face value, we actually had 2 title changes on Dynamite this week, which is
we did
surely unprecedented. I don't know, but I imagine it.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know if we've done the 2 in the same episode before that I can recall.
Like 2 in
Unless
I mean,
I could be completely wrong. My memory's terrible, but
well, so Tommaso Ciampa decided he is going to be a fighting champion. He's going to keep doing the open challenges for the TNT belt. So on Collision, he had a 3-way against Roderick Strong and Claudio. Unfortunately for me, I am not compelled by either of those men. Don't compel me. Claudio or Roddy do nothing for me.
See, this is the thing. I fucking love Claudio. Just because he's so big. He's so big and strong, and he just throws people around. And it's like, if you're gonna if you move character stuff out of it, because he's definitely at the minute anyway being sort of cast as a strong silent type. It's like, if you sort of take the personality part out of it, he is one of the people I would say is like a perfect wrestler. Like, in terms of skill and in terms of strength and in terms of how imposing he is as a man. That's he's got all the right parts there. But I also understand that you need something a bit more than that.
Yeah, I am.
So I get it. I do get it.
I'm not a sports person. I'm an entertainment person. So I would much prefer someone who is less physically impressive in the ring if they get more personality over in the ring. And Claudio
I understand
really do anything, especially because I think when he became more of a heel, I think he should have stopped doing the crowd pleasing moves. Like, I thought that was part of it. Like, when the Bucks were heels, they didn't do so many of their flashy moves. Like, same with Hangman, like taking the moonsault out of his arsenal and stuff. Claudio kind of wrestles the same no matter what, as far as I can tell. And I feel like you shouldn't do that. I don't know. I know from things like reading John Moxley's book that Claudio himself is a charming, interesting man who likes silly jokes, and I'm sure that I would love him.
Loves his dad jokes.
But he's just not really bringing that to the TV. And so
I think he can't bring that if he's a heel, though. This is the thing. Because it's like, I miss him and Utes doing the crab dance.
He's just doing nothing at the moment. And Roddy, we'll come back to Roddy, but Roddy this match is purely
Roddy is persona non grata forever.
For real. But yeah, this match didn't really do much for me. And then obviously Ciampa retained, and then at the end Kyle Fletcher came out to challenge him for his belt, because previously in the episode of Collision we'd seen Okada hyping Kyle up and telling him how much he cares about his success, unlike that deadbeat husband Takeshita. And I was delighted. Okada was pure gremlin the whole way.
He was, absolutely. He's the gremlin king. And it was like Okada being Mr. Steal Your Man.
The fact that he's even like dropping in their couple name, and you're like, oh, you're a horrible boy.
Horrible boy. Yeah, it was that Bro Okada at the end. He's such a little shit. I love him.
I am interested to see if anything comes of that at Grand Slam as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've already spoiled what's going to happen, so I feel like I need to rush to get to that bit. So Kyle, Fletcher and Tommaso Ciampa had their match on Dynamite. For my taste, bit long, too many near falls, to the point where I was like, I'd kind of disengaged, and then Kyle won, and I was like, oh, I've woken up again.
I really enjoyed it, I've got to say.
I'm happy, that's good. I'm glad that someone did.
I do get it with the near fall. There was a lot of near falls towards the end.
Yeah.
There was a lot. But I thought the match itself was fantastic. Like, really, really good. I also, I am even more endeared to Ciampa than I was after seeing the... did you watch the close-up interview?
No.
With Renee. Oh, it's so nice.
Aww, okay.
I was like, what a lovely man. What a lovely, lovely man. Thing is, though, at the same time, I love Kyle as well. So I was like, I mean, I'm kind of fine whoever wins this, really. I'm just here for a good fucking wrestling match, and that's exactly what they gave me. So I was like, I'm easily pleased sometimes.
Well, I'm kind of interested to see what this will mean for Ciampa, because so far, he kind of came in with, like, Psycho Killer on his Tron, and then kissed all the boys, and took the belt, and then did an interview with his family, and like I was like, you seem like a very, very affable serial killer. Don't really understand serial killer, psycho killer. I don't know why you're a psycho killer when you're a babyface, but maybe he's not going to be. Maybe same with like Ricochet.
Maybe
or
we're just getting the maybe we're just getting the pops out the way.
So maybe
and then he's going to turn.
See what his actual place will be now that we've
Someone else pointed out, like, it's actually quite an interesting story for Ciampa. It's like he came in, he fought somebody he knows quite well and won the title. But then Kyle is a whole new... He's a whole different
generation.
Animal.
Yeah,
that he's never faced before. So he, couldn't necessarily scout him as much.
Oh, that's interesting.
Kind of thing. So that's like an interesting bit of story, I think.
Would Ciampa have had any history with either Roddy Strong or Claudio, like from Ring of Honor or something, maybe in the past, or not?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I'm almost certain.
Might have to look into that. That's interesting. That's some facts, maybe. Maybe we'll find out if they're facts or if we're just making them up.
And certainly Roddy in PWG as well, I would imagine.
Yeah, of course.
Because they're both PWG boys.
That's the thing. Like, Ciampa has hinted already that he is a silly boy. I think with all the kissing and the naming the belt and introducing it to his daughter as her sister and things, you're like, oh, there's a silly boy in there. I'm interested to see what he's going to do. There is definitely
a silly boy in there. Yeah. I mean, I knew he was very good. Like, I knew he was a very good wrestler, and I knew he was being underused in WWE comparatively to like how he used to be used in like NXT or whatever. And it certainly seems like he was quite frustrated, hence why he let his contract lapse. And yeah, it's just like hearing him sort of speak on it, because they didn't, like the interview with Renee, they didn't sort of avoid talking about like his time in WWE and things. Like they did cover it and stuff, and also like stuff that had gone on in his life and things. And it was just, I just like, oh, you belong here. You are a lovely, lovely man.
Yeah. So then Kyle beat him because Kyle is a beast, and he also now
Kyle is a beast.
Gets to go to Grand Slam Australia as the champion. So that's nice. But his first title defense is going to be Mark Briscoe, which is their 7th singles match against one another.
I think we need to stop doing series of 7. I think that's too many.
7 might be too many.
I think it's too many. I think it worked when it was like Death Triangle and the Elite.
Yeah,
that was the time when it really works. But I think maybe 7, best of 7 is too long.
I think we could just spread them out more, because it kind of feels like it's like, oh, well, you've won 3 and I've won 3, so we need to definitively settle this. It's like, you don't. You could also leave that for a year or so. Like, you could come back to it later.
Yeah.
You actually don't need to decide that right now. But
I am not a huge fan of spamming rematches, as we all
No.
know. And
Boring.
it's just, they have been kind of too close together. And it was like, when Kyle won, I was like, oh my God, this is really exciting. And then he was like, oh, who my next opponent is going to be, like, whoever wants it can come get it, kind of thing. And then it's like, and then when Mark came out, and this is the thing, I really like Mark Briscoe as well. I really enjoy Mark Briscoe. But when he came out, I was so deflated because I was like, I thought we were going to do something different.
They're just
I thought
in a
we were going to do
holding
something
pattern.
new.
I did like when Mark was trying to be all sportsmanship and being like, well done, you deserve it. And Carl's just going, I know. It's like, you can't be sporting with him. He's a horrible boy.
He's a horrible boy.
But they are going to make it a ladder match. So at least there's that.
Ladder matches are usually quite fun. And like, I get it. Like, you know, because it's going to be a pre-tape. I can see that Kyle is probably going to win it. But it's like, after this, can we just...
That's the end now. Yeah.
That's the end now. No more. Like, as long as he's got the belt, as long as, like, Kyle's got the belt, then can we not do this match again? Because it's too many.
No, too many. Too many. But speaking of spamming rematches... How did we get here again? So the Young Bucks fought
Why?
the Gates of Agony.
Why they do this?
You know why they do this.
Why they do this
The
to
Young
me?
Bucks are convinced that all anybody wants is to see them fight FTR. So they fought the Gates of Agony on Collision. And that was a fun match because that was my preferred combination of like little flippy guys and big scary guys. Although Toa Leona did a kind of a backflip or moonsault or something.
Yeah, he landed on his head.
Yeah,
that looked nasty.
I don't think he was high up enough. I think he went from like the bottom rope or the second rope or something. It just wasn't high up enough. And yeah, landed on his head. Didn't like that. Hated it, in fact.
Yeah.
Hate that.
I think he's okay, but yeah, I hated it as well. It was nasty. Nasty landing. Don't drop yourself on your head, boys, please.
Please don't do that. Don't like that.
No.
I enjoyed all the stuff with like the Bucks like flinging themselves at Gates of Agony and just kind of bouncing off.
Yeah,
that's all fun.
That's always fun. Yeah, love that.
But yes, as anyone would have probably predicted, the Bucks won. And then on Dynamite, we had our tag team 3-way where we had fully worked ourselves into a shoot where we thought... where we were like, what is the absolute worst case scenario? Who are the two men we would least like to see in this spot? And then it wasn't them, so that was great. So we had the Bucks, the Rascals, and Private Party.
Which was, I was dead excited to see Private Party. Oh my God, is that Private Party?
Oh my God. Except, once again, though, the fucking dirt sheets, like somebody had reported, oh, by the way, Private Party is still signed to AEW on like Tuesday. And it's like, can you just fucking control yourselves? Like, why? Just shut the fuck up. No one cares. It's not actual news.
Yeah.
Like, just let us have our fun.
Yeah, let us be surprised by things. Why have you got to spoil everything?
Fucking
Like
bullshit. Yeah.
The dirt sheets were a mistake.
Yeah, they really were. But yeah, I mean, got 3 Flippy Boy teams, so that's nice.
Yes, 3 Flippy Boy teams. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I have enjoyed the Rascals for a long time, so it's really nice getting them to show out against all these sort of tag teams that I've been thinking for years, like, oh, wouldn't it be good if we got like the Bucks versus the Rascals and stuff like that, and the Rascals versus Private Party as well. That was another one who was like, oh yeah, that'd be a really good match. So the fact that we got all 3 of them in the ring at the same time was great.
It was chaos. It was just bodies everywhere.
Yeah, just lads flipping around all over the place, which I love. I love that. Some people complain about it, not me. Give me all the flippy boys.
Not me. But then, the Bucks won, which means we're getting the Bucks versus FTR at some point.
I mean, in all fairness, this is probably the point in time where they've done it where I have disliked FTR the least out of all the times these matches have occurred.
I just have residual, like, no, don't make me, I don't want it. But, like, whenever they do interviews or the fucking mailbag or BT or whatever, like, the Bucks are always talking about how much they love fighting FTR. And you're like, but why?
Yeah, but why?
But why?
The thing is, it's like, I don't... It's, they're biggest opponents, like, and I don't know if I believe that. I've seen them win and lose against far better tag teams than FTR, but maybe that's just me not really vibing with FTR very much. Like, I'm not. I think I'm not a huge fan of their style. No. I think I find it a little bit
boring,
pedestrian.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, that's probably just a personal preference thing, but it's like, they're the two best tag teams, and it's like, yeah, the Bucks are, but I don't know. Like, but then I can't say anything because my favourite tag teams are like two singles lads that they put together and then split up. So, you know.
You're actually in. You're what's wrong with tag team wrestling.
I am fully. No, they put my two favourite boys together and make a tag team out of it. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I'll never get to see my faves again, so that's fine.
No.
You know, it is what it is.
Get out of the kill.
Get out of the kill. So, I mean, thinking about it, you would think that FTR would want to drop the titles because they can't have a fourth title reign until they've stopped having a third one.
Yeah.
That's backwards logic.
But then still, won't the Bucks still be one reign ahead of them if they do that? Or will they?
No, because the Bucks are on 3 as well, aren't they?
Are they both on 3
but
now?
they shouldn't drop it to the Bucks. They should drop it to someone else, and then they can get a fourth one before the Bucks. Oh, fucking hell.
See, the thing is, it's like, I'm not even getting my hopes up that the Bucks are going to win this.
No, not me.
Because I still feel like they're going to keep the belts on FTR so they can do versus Edge and Christian for the titles, and it's like, I'm already bored. Like, the thought of it just bores me.
Yeah.
So, sorry. It's like, I enjoy Christian and I enjoy Edge, but it's like, I'm not... this rivalry is just kind of, it just doesn't really interest me that much.
No, it's a shame because tag team wrestling is my favourite thing, and yet the tag division, and the tag division is really strong at the moment, and yet the actual like titles are not on an interesting couple of people.
No, like that's the thing. It's like if the order of the titles is going to be like FTR and then on to Edge and Christian, and it's like, but there's all these other tag teams who are far more interesting. Yeah. What are we doing? Like,
we've got to let all the old men get it out of their system before they retire.
Get the carriage clock, and then that's very mean of me. I need to stop being mean. No, but. Does it need a title? Is my question. Is like, does FTR versus Edge and Christian need a title?
No,
I don't feel like it does.
I hope that when they come back, Edge and Cope and Christian have decided
I've got to start saying Edge.
Either become silly blonde himbos or vampires.
Ooh, yeah, see, no, they could sway me then, I suppose, yeah. If they come back as, like, himbos or vampires,
or
then I could be
both.
into it. Or both. Himbo vampires! God
Himbo
damn it!
Vampires. Himbo
That's
vampires.
What we want.
And no, I'm back in my gothic horror place where I'm like, what if Edge and Christian were vampires and they like started preying on Stokely and made him their Renfield, and then he betrayed FTR to go to his new masters? That would be great. I'd watch that.
I would be into that. Yeah. They're gonna have to do something to make it more interesting than it currently is. Like, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. But I that's the thing. I know that, Cope and Christian have the capability to be extremely funny and entertaining. And I hope they bring a bit of that. If this is the way it's going, I mean, obviously, when they come back, whether it's for the belts or whether it's not, we're going to have the conclusion to this rivalry between them and FTR.
We actually don't know this, though. We are doing what we said we shouldn't do, which is assuming that we know what a story is going to be when we don't. And all the complaining that we've done about stuff, and they have made the men's world championship really unpredictable. So maybe there's hope. That won't be the way it goes.
No. Thing is, I mean, there is the sort of rivalry there because there was I think Cope needs to come back and get revenge for Beth.
Yeah.
Or we just let Beth beat up Dax, which let's do that.
That would be good. I would be there for that. Let's do that.
Oh my God, if they do Cope, Christian and Beth versus FTR and Stokely.
Yes.
That would be incredible.
There we go.
Do that. I would die. Fabulous.
Maybe it'll be great. Maybe everything will be great. Okay, so I've got one more thing where I'm like, I don't like this and I don't want it before we get into fun stuff. And that is, there was randomly a little vignette thing of Hook saying that since Samoa Joe is injured, he is now the boss of the ops and he's a great leader because he was leader of his lacrosse team or whatever, and he's the greatest Nepo baby of all time, and he's going to take it really seriously that he's leading the ops. And I'm like, number one, I don't believe you. Number two, is there any ops left? There's only you and Shibata, and Shibata seems like a part-timer at best. So what are you doing? What do you mean?
And how are you going to be ordering Shibata around? Come on.
He's not going to listen to you.
No. If they go full in on the... Because it was I was in charge of my lacrosse team. It's the most, private schoolboy thing that anyone could ever say. And it's maybe lean into that. Maybe lean into the fact that he's, a posh Nepo baby. And turn that into a gimmick.
Yeah. Well, we have been saying that Hook doesn't have anything going on, so we need to make something for him. So I guess I shouldn't be mean to him for trying to do something. Maybe he should lean into the being a posh boy thing, and he should take to basically tormenting MJF about how MJF purports to be this rich boy who comes from money, but we kind of know that he isn't, and that is a front. What if Hook was I am what you pretend to be, and then Max has a massive crash out and that's how he turns face or some shit, I don't know.
I could get into that. I could seriously get into that. That would be a fun, I think that would be fun.
Because that's what we've lost from MJF recently, is that strain of everything that he pretends to be, we kind of know he isn't.
Yeah, and I think we need a reminder of that. Yeah.
And you saying that about the lacrosse team has made me think maybe there's something there we could play with.
I think it could be a way to... Because Hook is very good in the ring. We just need...
Yeah, but I'm not looking for world champion
something.
Hook.
No. But we need something with him. We need something else other than the fact that he's good in the ring. Do you know what I mean? We need some kind of, and I think maybe being an aloof posh boy...
Oh, but also...
kind of works,
But also, if we did want to make him a foil for Max, this thing about I'm a good leader, we could let Hook have the ops incel dojo and, have them... really want to follow him and be Hook's a great leader, Hook's a really great friend, because the whole thing with Max is he can't keep friends, or he can't lead people, he is always an outsider. So we could actually make him a really fun foil. I think there's something there. Tony Khan,
there is something there. I watched none of it happen, but it's fun.
There's been absolutely no hint.
No, not whatsoever.
No, I'm Dave Meltzer. I've heard that Max is dropping the belt to Brody and entering a feud with Hook. That's what's happening. My sources told me.
My sources. I asked my cat, and he said,
"Say my sources, my cat." Fucking hell.
Oh dear. Yeah, I just think we need something, because it's not at the minute him just going, I'm in the boss. I'm in charge.
It's crazy.
I need something else.
You can't sit entirely by yourself and say you're the boss. That's mad. That's not anything.
No. I am the boss of Shibata. And it's like, well, I mean, I can't see how that's going to work out.
I haven't told him yet, but I am the boss. But even if like Hook and Shibata were like having a war to see who's the leader of the Ups, it's like that you're still leading no one. Like,
yeah, apart from the incel dojo, there's nobody else because Joe is injured, so he's not around. So I don't know. I don't know. Oh, poor Joe though. Apparently he's on concussion protocol.
Oh, is he actually injured?
This week.
Shit.
He is actually injured. Yeah, I thought he'd gone away. Yeah, I thought he'd gone away to do Twisted Metal, but apparently not. Apparently he is on concussion protocol at the minute.
Shit.
Which,
well,
that sucks. That's
suck.
really sad. So I hope he gets better soon.
Yeah. Watch out for your brains, people.
Yeah. Because I was like fine with it. Like if he'd gone off filming, that's one thing. But the fact that he has actually been injured,
so does that mean
really
maybe he wasn't meant to drop the belt?
I think maybe MJF was going to win it there. But it's unfortunate because that title run, and it was like, I said at the time when he won it, I was like, I don't like this. What is the point? And then it was like a whole month and it wasn't really particularly eventful. Like the whole title run wasn't particularly eventful, and I have not changed my mind from like him winning the title to when he lost it. It was like, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
What was the point of that? Like, I don't understand why we didn't just have MJF beat Hangman. It didn't.
Well, because, and again, I meant to look into this week, that someone was telling me there is a whole thing about MJF has a block on beating Hangman, like he can't beat him. So I don't know what the law is. Who knows? Get Dave Meltzer on the phone.
Just digging at Melts this week.
Sorry.
I think he needs to be a bit more responsible about his ramblings.
It's difficult if people are taking stuff out of context, but the quote that I read seemed pretty definitive. So I was like, well, if that's what he said, that didn't seem like speculation. That seemed like you were saying.
Well, this is the other thing. It's like he will sometimes be on a speculative ramble and then say some things like they're a fact, and then everyone aggregates it, and it's like, I am not surprised that people get confused, because it's like his speculation and stuff that is actually legit has happened gets all mixed in together. And nobody knows which is the thing that's happened, and nobody knows which is him just speculating.
Yeah. I think the way that wrestling is just not quite become like a legitimate thing, because it's this weird hybrid of theatre and sport that doesn't really land on either side, and it just doesn't have, like, the journalists that cover it don't really take anything seriously. It's such a weird thing. Yeah. It's a weird carny ecosystem of madness.
Yeah, basically.
Well, anyway, speaking of madness, someone is getting their head shaved tonight. Probably. So on Collision, Mina Shirakawa had a match against Viva Van. Why is she not signed? Keep her. We love her.
I think she is.
Okay.
She is. Yeah.
Is this going to be like when we go, we should definitely sign Jordan Oliver and Alec Price? And they're like, yeah, they are.
Yeah, no, Viva Van is signed. She is. I'm not sure what kind of contract she's got, but she is definitely signed. Yeah,
as she should be. Okay, so at
Indeed.
the end of that match, Marina and Yuta came down to the ring before Mina had managed to fully leave, just to kind of intimidate her, and then they essentially had a squash match against Dante Martin and Zeta Steele that ended with them threatening to cut one of their hair. So Yuta pulled out an electric razor and tried to cut Dante's hair, and then was going for Zeta's, and I thought he was actually going to cut something because she had very obvious extensions in. So I just thought, oh yeah, he's going to chop some of that off. No, he didn't.
No, I thought he was going to get Dante's hair, and I was sort of like, maybe that's good.
Yeah. Like, maybe some more people should consider having a hair match. I don't know. But Orange Cassidy and Toni Storm showed up to save the day, chased him away. So then on Dynamite, Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong teamed against Daniel Garcia and Clark Connors. It's a weird sort of tag team match because neither of those are tag teams, and also neither of them are really truly faction mates, because Roderick Strong continues to insist he's not in the conglomeration, and Clark Connors isn't really a Death Rider, but they're just sort of loose associates. So it was kind of an
because he's
setup.
Gabe's mate, and Gabe is a Death Rider.
Like, even Gabe's sort of not really officially a Death Rider, is he?
No, he's almost like a hired gun, isn't he?
Yeah.
Of the Death Riders. Yeah. So he's a hired gun of a hired gun.
Yeah. Yeah. This match was happening. OC was getting the absolute shit beaten out of him. He went to tag out, and Roddy jumped off the apron and walked out and left him there to get beaten.
Roddy is a bastard man.
Roddy is a bastard man. I've been saying.
You were right.
I never liked you. I wonder if he's going to become a Death Rider.
I do wonder about that, and I've been thinking that for a little while, because there was a point in a match or at the end of a match where him and like Claudio kind of shared a look.
Ooh.
Like, this is going back like a month or so ago now, and I was like, that's interesting. That's interesting, because they kind of just kind of
his wife's over there.
each other. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it does. It makes perfect sense. But, yeah, there was that kind of... And I was like, And then I was like, oh, no, it'll be fine. Like, Roddy will learn to make friends and friendship will win the day. But no, because we can't have nice things.
Because Roddy is a bastard man.
Because Roddy is a bastard man.
Yeah. I always, like, when things like this happen, why is it not like an automatic disqualification? Like, if your tag partner leaves, that should just be like, okay, you've lost the match.
Yeah, it never has been. It never has been.
Like it should be.
It should be, but no, it's not. No, it's just the one person gets left behind to take a horrible
shit
beating
beaten out of them. Yeah,
yeah,
horrible. But Orange Cassidy won anyway.
yeah, because Darby popped out of nowhere and dragged Connors away.
I repressed that. I'm like, I didn't see Darby.
He did. He grabbed hold of Connors and dragged him away. So then it was just Danny and OC, and then OC beat Danny.
Yeah, but it was a really sneaky one where I did actually rewind it, because I was like, they're all sort of tangled up in each other in a ball, and I can't tell what's supposed to be happening, but Orange Cassidy's music played, so I was like, okay. I mean, I wasn't... Because his shoulders seemed like they were on the ground as well. It was all very confusing, and I don't understand wrestling.
He just realised 140 episodes in.
Don't really know what's going on here, guys. No, I do know, because David Francisco has explained these things to me, that even if both of your shoulders are technically on the ground, there can still be one person who is like executing a move on the other one, which I guess is what happened here. But it looked confusing to me. If I were, which is why I'm not a referee, because I wouldn't know what the fuck's going on. So Orange Cassidy won, and then Toni Storm appeared in a box in a very fetching red dress, although she was also in black and white. She said something like, what was it? I'm Toni Storm and I have come to terms with all my life choices or something. I was like, that's unhinged. Okay. I love her. But
she's so good. She's so good.
Called out Marina and Yuta. She called Marina a mixed martial asshole. And then Yuta and Marina came out from backstage and they had caught Mina Shirakawa. And Marina was holding her in a kind of mother's milk type hold. And then Danny Garcia held OC down while Yuta chopped off a whole chunk of Mina's hair with scissors. And it looked horrible. It looked like
traumatic. A lot of hair.
So much hair. It has to have been like a deliberate like weave or I don't know, maybe Mina's going to show up with a super cute pixie cut. I don't know,
maybe. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was her extensions that he chopped off.
On the top of her, I know it was like kind of tied back. I don't know, I guess we'll see next time we see Mina how
yeah.
I did see who was it, someone said like, I want to see at least one promo of Mina with like a complete deranged hair, and I was like, yes, me too, chaos hair. Yes, I would like to see that.
Yeah, I just like thinking like, is she gonna have like a Mr. Magica
like me when all my hair snapped off because of bleach? Yes. It did look, because I would have thought if you were gonna pick a bit to get chopped off, you would pick something like lower down. It seemed like it was. I don't know.
Didn't it? Yeah, it did seem like it was like the top, like off the top of her head. But maybe it was just she had like an extension thing tied into her hair, possibly. But then when she comes back, it's going to be like, well, where's your hair that's got cut off? Gone?
Maybe she just wanted a haircut. Like, it's possible.
Maybe she did.
You know, because we do know that wrestling is fake and that these things don't just happen randomly.
No. We do know that, everyone.
She does have free will, and whatever happened will have been because that's what she agreed to. But
yeah.
Intrigued to see what will happen.
Yes.
So Tony and Orange Cassidy have been doing lots of promotional stuff, including a little video where they were both wearing wigs. Orange Cassidy wearing a sort of almost Yuta-esque black wig, and Tony swapping between what she called, I think, I don't remember what it was. It was, one of them was business Tony, and then she had like a bald cap, and it was fun. Yeah, I wonder what will happen.
I'm
very
intrigued.
close to finding out.
We are very close to finding out. But yeah, it's I don't know.
What I do not like is that they're doing a House Rules show in Australia, which seems to be a non-televised match.
I mean, they do. The last time they did a House Rules show, they did have cameras there and they did film it. So, I mean,
but where did it go?
It didn't go anywhere. But I'm wondering if they're gonna at some point put that and then the Australia ones up as a Max exclusive or something, which will then make it easy enough for us to get hold of.
I would buy it on a DVD because they're going to have a match between Toni Storm and Orange Cassidy and Jon Moxley and Marina Shafir. And I'm like, so you are finally letting Toni fight Mox and we can't watch it?
Yeah, that's rude.
That's not fair.
Rude.
That's the worst. Like,
very
you've been
rude.
Screaming for that match. You can't take it away. That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to not put on TV.
Yeah, they need to release them in some way or another, whether it's YouTube or whether it's on Max or
sell it to
however.
us. Look, we would pay for that episode. Not very much, but some.
I just wish they had their own streaming service. I really do. I wish they had their own separate streaming service from everything. I would happily get rid of everything else and pay for that. Yeah, like, just stick the AEW and Ring of Honor together and do one big thing, because that would save me some money and I would like that.
Yeah, Ring of Honor is so fucking expensive, guys, for what it is.
And B, it would also, it would free us from the nonsense that is Triller. Whenever Triller put on whenever there's a pre-tape, which you would think would make it easy for them to put it on time.
No, it's
always
late.
an hour or two late.
Why
and it's
do
like,
they do
but I
that?
like watching it with everybody else. And I don't understand why they do it. It's really annoying. But, you know, if they had their own streaming thing for people outside of the US and people in it with a VPN, that would be much better.
Yeah, I guess it would depend on what contracts they have with everyone everywhere, but I'm sure it's on the radar. Boo! Because the other thing that they're putting on this House Rules show is the Brawling Birds in-ring debut. Like, come on!
We want to see that. God damn it!
Yeah,
put it out on Tuesday like it's an episode of Dark.
Yeah, maybe they will. They did do a random episode of Dark at one point, didn't they? So maybe, maybe. So, moving on from that betrayal of us personally,
how dare you?
It's like, oh, the girlies want to see Tony Storm versus John Moxley. Fuck you. We survived the parking lot brawl. There was a parking lot brawl, and we're still here, so that's good.
It was a rooftop parking lot brawl, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I guess this is the first one they've done that wasn't at Daly's place.
I think it is, yeah. I think all the other ones have happened in dailies, haven't they?
Yeah. It looked cool, like with all the lights of the skyline and everything.
That was very cool.
But I think this was just too many people for me.
You couldn't keep track of all the men.
I think I've said before, my limit is like 6, and this was Eddie and Ortiz and Zach Gibson and James Drake and Big Bill and Brian Keith and Desmond Xavier and Zachary Wentz and Isla Dawn and Myron Reed, and I'm like, no. Well, there's so many men. I like the bit where they pulled Brian Keith into the limo and he stumbled out in a cloud of smoke. I do find the smoke stuff quite funny, even though stoner humour feels very dated, but it's quite fun.
It is a little bit. Like, I mean, but then they managed to do it in a way that I still find funny. Like, and I say that as a stoner myself, because I don't really like stoner humour where it's like literally that's all it is. Like, and it's like, you know how like some stoners just make that their entire personality, and that annoys me. But I don't know, there's something about those three, they're just so likeable that I'm kind of like, it's fine, they're funny, they're just silly little guys, I enjoy it.
I like that they do seem like very, just kind of very affable. They're always kind of offering to share. They seem quite...
Yeah, they like taking Uncle Eddie off for his medication,
or trying to get Lexi to smoke with them. Yeah. That's quite fun. I can't even remember who won this.
It was the good guys won in the end. It was Eddie and Ortiz and the Rascals won that one.
That's good.
I really enjoyed Isla popping out of nowhere to get stuck in. That was
did
fun.
Like that. I was happy when I thought that she was kind of going to be the difference maker. Yeah, I like that.
But yeah, it was fun. It was a big bit of silly nonsense, and like it was what it was. It served the purpose. And then the Rascals and Eddie and Ortiz went off for their medication. So I do love that he's Uncle Eddie now. I think that's so cute.
Yeah. It's kind of like when he adopted Hook and then that didn't work out. So now he's adopted some other boys.
He's adopted some other stoners, yeah.
I want to be adopted by it. Well, no, I don't. There are other verbs I could put there. Okay. Moving swiftly on. Finally, we get back to our heebie-jeebies.
Heebie-jeebies!
Heebie-jeebie sandwich.
I love a heebie-jeebie sandwich.
So the whole men's title scene thing. So on Collision, we had some little backstage promos from Brody and MJF, and then on Dynamite there was a video package. Fine, that's all we needed. We know what we're doing with this. On Dynamite, Hangman and Andrade both did pre-recorded promos, and they both went into Spanish, and I have not seen a translation, but I think Hangman said something about not taking his trousers off. Yeah,
he told Andrade to not take his pants off, and then Andrade tweeted back and said, Hangman, you don't take your pants off either. So
I did see that, the picture with the chaps. That's funny. Yeah,
bring back the chaps. For 1 week only, bring back the chaps, god damn it.
In fact, if they could both have the tearaway pants and they both take the pants off, that would be fun. Hangman also said that he had been hoping to fight Kenny, but that's not to be. I'm sure we can find a reason for you to fight Kenny. I think they're just teasing us because they know that we want that too. I'm sure it will happen. So that was all of those guys. Boo.
Although it's like I'm torn because it's like, do I want them to be friends or do I want them to kill each other? I don't know. I'm fine with either.
Enemies to lovers.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Yes, but I don't even know if I should really include this under men's world title picture, but I kind of am, is that the two guys who have been ruled out for now, Kenny and Swerve, they had a face-to-face to open Dynamite, and that was the most fun bit this week of this whole business, because they're both very good at talking, and it was very delightful. Swerve opened by saying that he came to AEW hoping to fight Kenny because he's the god of pro wrestling and the best bout machine, etc., etc. But when he got here, Kenny was nowhere to be seen. I thought he made a crack about Ibushi, but maybe he meant Hangman. I'm not sure. He said something about that guy, and I wasn't. When I looked it back, I was like, "Oh, I'm not sure he did mean what I thought he meant."
I'm not sure. I'd have to go and watch it back.
Yeah. Okay. The whole thing was just like, well, you've been injured or suspended and I've been here and I think you're not the god of pro wrestling. You're a false prophet. And the congregation chant my name, whose house? Swerve's house. So that was some nice imagery there.
It was very cool. And it was, but the thing is, the angle that Swerve's coming at it from, I'm like, yeah, he was like injured and then nearly died. Like, that's why he wasn't there.
The other thing is, when he says, I was propping up AEW, does he mean by that, I was propping up Hangman in your absence?
Possibly, but he wasn't doing much propping.
Well,
up
he was
until
keeping
recently.
him busy. He was keeping him busy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just a bit like, what do you mean by that, Swerve? Like,
it did seem a little bit unfair to be like, well, your guts fell out, so I don't think you're very good at wrestling anymore. Like, that's a bit
guts fell out.
I basically mostly said that because I know that Kat from Chatter Machine is very tempted to talk about diverticulitis and what it entails and is not very impressed with how the commentary team talk about it and misrepresent what it actually is. So I'm just fully baiting her, to be honest.
That's where we're at now. We're just baiting on the podcast.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, I actually refuse to be informed on this. I just think it's funnier to say he kicked him in the diverticulitis. And I know that is absolute nonsense, but...
It is nonsense, but it is very funny.
What else do you expect from us? Yeah. So, at the end of all Swerve's business, Kenny was like, are we done? Can I talk now? He said, I didn't call myself a god. That's what the fans said about me. And he did a cheeky little thing where he said, it may be your house, but maybe the lights are on, but no one's home. And if you need someone to burn down that house, I've got just the friend. And you would think that Hangman would appear, but he didn't.
He didn't, no. And it's like, was he on the way to Australia? Maybe he was on the way to Australia. Who knows?
Maybe he was, but...
Him and Jet Speed got pre-tapes, didn't they? Like,
yes, yeah.
Which makes me think, I mean, they're not going to... Jet Speed, Horsecock haven't got a match on Grand Slam, but maybe they've got one at the House Rules, maybe. Yeah, maybe
they don't even need to go. Who knows? Maybe they got a week off.
Maybe they do.
I was actually thinking this about Andrade and that he's done it the smart way and that he went from America to Germany and then to Japan and then to Australia. So he will have processed his jet lag, I guess.
Yeah, that was probably the smartest way to do it, wasn't it? Yeah.
It's like, clever boy.
And everybody else is going to turn up in Australia like, oh, fucking knackered.
Absolutely fucked, honestly. Although I did think I did see Snake Man Serpentico posting about how it's a 15-hour flight and how he was worried that there wasn't going to be any Wi-Fi and how he would entertain himself on the flight. And I was like, I haven't ever been on a flight where there was Wi-Fi. This is a whole new world.
Yeah, I wasn't sure that was I didn't know that was a thing.
Take a fucking
like, last time I went on a plane, I had to put me like phone and my tablet on like airplane mode.
Yeah.
So
I had to load up my iPod to listen to music. I had to dig out. So yeah, weird. Whole new, brave new world.
Yeah, did you see Excalibur running commentary on the guy next to him watching films?
Oh, he was complaining about the guy watching Return of the King, and I was like, well, maybe he watched the other ones at home. You don't know.
Yeah. But it would just seem like the guy was watching half a film and then turning it off, and then turned on Harry Potter at the end, and he was like, I give up.
Maybe he was just trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he was like, what is the most boring film I can find on here?
Yeah.
Apologies to Lord of the Rings fans.
No apologies to Harry Potter fans. Fuck you.
That was implied. The fuck you was implied. So Swerve said that he was the most dangerous man in AEW, and Kenny was like, no, you're not, that's Brody King. So I think that fed into some of the social media discourse this week, because people were like, that's a weird thing to say if there wasn't some fuckery around Brody being on the show. But also, I mean, Brody King did beat the world champion in like 1 minute 16 seconds or something, so that makes you pretty dangerous.
That does make him pretty dangerous. Yeah, I think maybe it was more of a reference to that than what people are maybe interpreting it as.
Who knows? We'll never know. If just maybe Kenny just being a shady bitch,
which is a constant in AEW. Kenny Omega is a shady bitch, and that's why we love him.
Yeah.
I can't even remember the line now that he said about the HEEBIE JEEBIES.
Oh, no, yeah, I think, was that about the most dangerous man? It was like, you're the most dangerous man in AEW. You give everyone the HEEBIE JEEBIES.
Yeah, that was the HEEBIE JEEBIEs.
Yeah, I probably should have included that bit if I knew what I was doing. Yes, but Kenny Omega continues silly. He literally can't do anything without throwing in something fucking ridiculous.
I love him. He's so silly. He's the silliest man in the world, and I love that.
He is a silly boy. And so Swerve said that he was going to put Kenny back in a hospital bed, and then Kenny slapped him, and they did a little brawl out of the ring, through the crowd, off the stage, and both had to be carried out by medical, I think. So I guess
they put each other through a table.
This is why you can't ever be like, this wrestler is morally good, because these men think that the right thing to do, and women and non-binary people think that the right thing to do in all circumstances is just violence. And yeah, you got to question that. So yeah, I guess we are getting. Did they say when we're doing Kenny Swerve?
Wednesday.
They didn't, did they? Oh shit!
Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's soon. Okay, delightful.
Yeah,
good.
Stoked about that.
Yeah.
I think it's like maybe they could have done it on
HEEBIE
JEEBIES. They could have done it on House Rules. Not House Rules.
We don't
Grand
know
Slam,
who's
I guess, but
going to Australia though, do we?
Well, this is it, isn't it? We don't know who's going over and things. So like maybe
way.
It is a long way, and maybe Kenny and Swerve aren't going. But yeah, regardless, I think they're doing this on Dynamite because from what I was hearing, Kenny is working in Japan on Revolution.
Oh, okay.
He's doing like a Capcom thing, so that's already been booked in.
Kenny. How are we meant to get that world title on you when you keep fucking off to Japan? Okay, fine.
Kenny. He's buggering off to play his video games.
Yeah.
Kenneth Jerome. Oh no, but at this point I'm like, Kenny Omega can do whatever he wants. So
he can, yeah, and he does.
And he does, so it's fine. Although I am kind of sad in advance that no Kenny match on Revolution, but I'm sure they'll make up for it in other ways.
Yeah. Well, they're giving us a Kenny match next week, so we can't complain that much.
Nah.
So, what has been making you happiest this week?
I would say that promo, to be honest, because it was just... It was really good. It just made me happy. And also, Ciampa's close-up interview. That was a lovely thing. And yeah, it was like... It made everything about, like, Ciampa coming in and everything make sense. Like, it felt very like, oh yeah, that's... Makes all the sense in the world, that. So, yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. So, it was between that promo and that interview. For sure.
I think we got another Crispy Billy video, and that made me excited again because Crispy Billy. He's definitely must be coming back imminently, right?
I think so. I think so. I said at the Revolution, maybe. It's like I said at the time, like there ain't no way that man isn't getting the title match at Wembley. Whoever is the champion. Well, like, there ain't no way.
I don't know. They keep swerving us, but I hope so. Or maybe, I don't know, anything could happen, but he could be champion by then. He could be winning it there. I don't know. I mean, we don't know. They like to fuck with us, so we just don't know. Because, like, you would have thought maybe they would have Kyle win the title in Australia, but they didn't. So, unpredictability rules.
Yeah. We just don't know. Like, I have no idea. If I am almost certain that like Ospreay's going to be in the main event at Wembley in some way, shape, or form, but who he's going to be facing, God knows. I would personally like it if it was heel Swerve, because he is a proper like big bad, and I think you should let him be that for sure.
Or he could be a heel, but over the course of the match, he remembers that he loves Will Ospreay, and then Will Ospreay wins, and then they hug.
Maybe. You never. Yeah, I mean, it could happen. It could absolutely happen.
I agree that I would like it to be Swerve, because I think he's probably owed another Wembley main event. Yeah. But maybe I don't want him to lose there again. I don't know. Because, like, they put the title on him just to have him lose to Bryan Danielson. That sucked. So would I also hate it? But I think
they could tell a really interesting story with him and Will.
Yeah.
Like, because Will is going to come back and Swerve's going to have gone evil. And it's going to be like that bit in Community where Troy walks into the flat and everything's on fire.
Yes. Oh, yeah, it will be, won't it? Okay. I could be convinced, but I don't want us to take Swerve for granted too much. Like, I feel like sometimes they do a bit. Like, don't just... in the same way that I think people feel about Hangman as well. Like, just using him to elevate other people isn't... elevate.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing. It kind of irks me that they're both in that position.
Yeah, we should just appreciate them. But I'm sure they're fine. I'm sure they're well recompensed and happy and stuff. They seem pretty content, don't they? So yeah. And then the other thing that I enjoyed this week was that Sunshine Machine were also at that GWF show that Andrade was at, and they were supposed to be fighting Sanity, who are Axel Tischer and Big Damo of Some Wrestlers Are Fucking Stupid, I Don't Know What to Tell You fame.
Yeah.
But I think one or both of them is injured. And so instead they fought CPF. In this instance, it was Maverick Mayhew and Danny Black. And that brought me great joy because that is a bunch of flippy boys.
That was such a fun match as well. It was so good. Like, that whole GWF show was great, but that match in particular was
delightful.
Really good. Really, really good.
It was good. I love to see my boys having a good time. And then at the end, Mambo was being the most obnoxious babyface ever, being like, did you like CPF? Would you like to see us fight them again? How about tomorrow in Hanover? I would do it here right now in front of the beautiful people of Berlin. Like, no, Mambo.
He was being so cheesy. It was very funny. Bless him.
Bless him. He's a sunshine boy. We love him. Yeah, okay. Well, I think that's everything.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I think we've waffled on about
Waffling achieved. Tick.
Waffling achieved for this week.
Yes.
But we will have plenty more to waffle about after Grand Slam and Grand Slam and Dynamite, where we're going to get Kenny versus Swerve. Oh my god.
Oh my god. We might just be crying next week.
We might be, yeah.
Orange Cassidy could be bold.
Oh god, is Swerve going to murder Kenny? I'm going to be really mad. I'm going to be really
If Orange
mad.
Cassidy is bold and Swerve has murdered Kenny, we will be significantly less happy next week than we are this week.
Thing is, now I'm just thinking if Kenny's going away for like the week that Revolution's on, he's gonna Swerve's gonna murder him. Swerve's gonna murder him in front of Hangman.
Oh my god. I just want to see someone cry. I don't care who it is. Oh, I do care who it is. I want MJF to lose to Brody and then cry.
Yes.
That would be satisfying. And then Hook comes out and just kicks him and says, I know you didn't go to private school. You fraud." I'm fully just watching a different show to everyone else now.
Yeah, completely.
God damn it. Okay, well, we'll be back next week to tell you how brokenhearted or otherwise we are feeling. So if you enjoyed this episode, please do rate, review, subscribe, leave comments, come back next week. If you are listening on YouTube, please do that there too. You can leave comments and stuff.
Can you leave
subscribe.
us likes and shares and comments and following the page? Because if you do that, then it will help us get like in the rotation of the stupid YouTube algorithm, so more people will see us.
We keep getting those emails being like, you rate 572nd for wrestling podcast in the world, and it's like, well, that sucks. So yeah, give us some numbers, please. Just.
I mean, top 500. It's not.
I did make that up. I don't know what the number is. At one point, we were like something ridiculous, like 12th on one platform, and I was like, that seems wrong. I don't know. Also, episode 64 is constantly in our most listened episodes of the week at the moment, and I don't understand why.
If anyone who's listened to episode 64 recently can tell us why, that'd be good.
It must be some fucking keyword in there. I don't know what it is. Anyway, yes, you can follow us on Blue Sky, Waffly Bollox, Awfully Waffly, and Wrestle Trash, which are now all .bsky.social, I think, because your
They are.
fancy URL broke. Boo.
My isgoblins.fyi went
Not
away.
goblin no more.
I'm not a goblin no more, but I am in spirit. I am always a goblin.
You can email us at wafflybollocks@gmail.com, and you can get your silly graps, t-shirts, mugs, hoodies, hockey jerseys, and other things probably from co-fi.com/wrestletrash/shop.
Yes, and if you use the code BSkyBaby, you can get 10% off at the checkout.
Woo! Okay. Please come back next week. We'll see you then. I hope Orange Cassidy's not bold. Bye!
Bye, love you, bye. And hopefully Kenny won't be murdered. Love you, bye!